Hey guys, guess what I just got? An aluminum-236 explosive space modulator. Actually, it's not. It's an Ares Amoeba AS-02. And the reason I got it, right here, upgraded with a 90-degree sear. Let's open this bad boy together. So now, why did I buy this bad boy? That's because people are always asking me, Shreq, I want to be a sniper. What kind of rifle do you recommend? And I always recommend Novritsch SSG-10 products. But I wanted to give people options. And when I saw this rifle had a 90-degree sear, I knew I had to get it. So let's open this box up. So what we have in here is the manual. We have our magazine. We have our rifle itself. And we have our unjamming rod. And check this out. This cracks me up. This is actually a speed loader. If you can believe that, this is a speed loader. Let me show you how this thing works. Well, here in a minute, but first, let's take a closer look at this rifle. All right, when you first look at the gun, you'll notice it's made out of this plastic stuff. But Amoeba is not calling it plastic, they're calling it nylon fiber. And pretty much the whole stock is made out of this nylon fiber. The sling mount is made out of nylon fiber. Also the trigger guard, and the mag release is made out of this nylon fiber. But it looks like the barrel, the rail here, and the bolt and the bolt handle are all made out of steel, as well as the safety here. So the first thing you'll notice is this rifle is about 75% as long as my JG Bar 10 here. It's a lot smaller rifle. So here's the quality control tag that comes on the gun. You can see it shoots about 132 meters per second, which I believe, if my math is right, it's about 430 feet per second. The temperature was 25 degrees Celsius, which is about 75 degrees outside, by Inspector E. And the crazy thing is this rifle was made, his birthday was actually April 16th. So this little rifle here is about a year old. So we'll work our way from the stock here all the way forward to the gun and take a look at the features. The first thing you notice is they have this shoulder assist that comes out here. What this shoulder assist is, you put it up here on your shoulder and it's supposed to stabilize the gun. I've usually only seen them on automatic guns, but to me it's kind of worthless because of the fact that I hold my stock so high, that way it's a lot easier for me to just put my head down and get me a good cheek well. Second thing we have here is we have this cheek rest right here. And from what I understand, you can buy different size cheek rests to slide in there. But it is modular. It comes off pretty easily from the inside. And right here on the back of the stock, we have our sling adapter. And I'm glad this is adjustable. Just take these two screws, you can remove it, and then slide it around the other side. Because if I put my sling on this side, this bolt handle right here is going to be poking me right in the back. Another cool feature they have is right here in the stock, you just pull this pin back, you have two hex wrenches. This front hex wrench right here is what we use to adjust our hop up, and we'll talk more about that here in just a second. But there are two hex wrenches in here, and I hate the placement. The reason I hate the placement is you're out on the field and you have to grab this to adjust your hop up. I can't do it with my gloves. I wish this back wrench was actually in the front, or at least they were side by side to make it easier to reach on the field with gloves. The mag well is large and it appears to be made out of steel. You get a 45 round magazine, slides easily in place. One of the things I really like about this rifle is the smooth bolt pull. And it only pulls back about 2.5 inches instead of about 5 or 6 inches like most airsoft rifles. This gun also features what they call an open bolt design. You notice when I pull the bolt back, you can see the inside of the gun. You can even see the breech, so that if you wanted to, you could manually load a single BB in. I'm not really sure exactly what use that is in airsoft when you just put in a new magazine, but they think it's something special. And this is the mag release here, so you have two ways to do it. You can do it here, or you can just push it forward with your trigger finger. Love that feature. So one of the unique things about this rifle is they have a little loaded indicator right here. It's a little cylinder that pops up with a red end around it to let you know that the gun is loaded. But to be quite honest, the gun's not loaded. You'll notice I do not even have a magazine in here, and yet the loaded indicator comes up. It's more like the cock spring indicator. We have a Picatinny rail on top, and if you look really closely here on top of this Picatinny rail, this is your hop-up adjustment. It's actually a TDC Love that feature. So now, why am I so excited about this 90-degree sear? Well, it turns out that my JG Bar 10s, both of these up here, had a problem called slam firing. Slam firing occurs when you pull the bolt back, and then when you go to push it forward, it doesn't cock. It fires instead. The 90-degree sear is supposed to prevent all of that. Now let's do a bench test and shoot it. But first, I want to show you how to use this old Civil War speed loader. First step is to pull out this charging handle and then pour some BBs down into this tube. All right, now we got the BBs in our speed loader. I'm just thankful this isn't like a 250 round magazine. We put the speed. Next, we slide our ramming rod in and push it down real hard. And there we have a fully loaded, speed loaded magazine. Can you imagine using this thing? All right, now for the fun part. I got some 20s loaded into the magazine. I got my chronograph set up. So I'll call out the numbers to you as I'm shooting. All right, first shot, 429.8. Second shot, 426.1. Third shot, we got 419.4. We have 424.5, 428.1, and this is our final shot. And I got 426.9. I would say that's fairly consistent. So the next thing I did was I went out to 12th Street to do a little bit of field testing on this little bitty rifle. Based on the FPS, I decided to use .32s. And the reason I wanted to use .32s is because I used 32s in my DMR, and my DMR shoots about 440 FPS. It's about the same. So the first test I did was I stood on the banks of the Ogden River, made a shot, and then I noted where the BB hit the water. When I got home, I loaded up Google Earth, and I did a check on it, and it turned out the range of this little bad boy is about 180 feet. So then I turned to the range, half-ass sighted in my scope, and took a pot shot at the 50-foot target, was able to nail it. I then went out to the 100-foot target, and I was able to hit the 100-foot target. I then walked back 50 feet, so that the 100-foot target is now a 150-foot target. I hit the 150-foot target once, and then the rest of my shots were slightly off to the right. It's not the gun's fault. It was my scope's fault. All I had to do was just realign my scope, and it worked perfectly. So the next step was I went out on the field and I played a game. And this first shot really shows the accuracy of this rifle. There's a guy standing between the fork of two trees. I made the shot, was able to hit him between the two trees. So in the second shot here, I ended up getting behind enemy lines. There was a guy standing in front of me behind a tree, and I was able to nail him right in the back. So in this third shot, I was wearing my ghillie suit, and the guy didn't see me. He actually was walking right past me when I was able to get him right in the shoulder, through some twigs. So in this fourth shot, this is a long shot. I saw the guy out there, elevated the rifle just a little bit, and took the shot, and was able to nail him, and it looked like from about 180 feet away. Now this last shot really shows the accuracy of this little bitty rifle, if it's set up correctly. So there was a guy shooting at me, but in a hole between two trees. It took me about 3 shots, but on the third shot, I was able to put that BB right through that little hole and take him out of the game. This rifle is ready to go right out of the box. Just drop a red dot on it or a scope on it, do a little bit of adjustment on the TDC and set up your scope, and you're ready to go. This thing is also incredibly upgradable. There's a lot of aftermarket parts that you can put on it. Action Army makes a little knob for the TDC so that you don't have to worry about the hex wrenches. They also make a hop-up chamber for it, and I'm going to be doing a video on all the different upgrades you can do for it. There's different inner and outer barrels you can put on it. There's different length of foregrips you can put on it. There's even a pistol grip that you can buy for this thing. All these upgrade parts I'm talking about, I actually have them on order, and as soon as they come in, I will do another video on the upgrade process of this bad boy. Due to the low price of this rifle, usability immediately out of the box, and its availability, I think this is a perfect beginner sniper rifle. As you increase in skill, you can purchase more upgrades to increase its capability. Now I have links down in the description for this rifle and also for some upgrades so you can check out the price on it. So I've already played a couple games with this sniper rifle. I had a blast doing it. I used it directly out of the box It was all stock, and the only thing I did was put the CVLIFE scope on it. And if you'd like to see that video, I have that video right here for you to watch. I really appreciate you watching. Please check out the links below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You guys have a good one. Shreq out.